Mark Skaar on the Skaar Kaard, the new classic rock that rocks on 103.7 The Fox. And back in August, I went to something called the Playing with Fire Festival in Omaha, and I ran into all kinds of new friends, and one of them is on the line with us right now from Bywater Call, the voice of the band, Meghan Parnell. Meghan, how are you? Welcome.
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Omaha is kind of a little bit of a home away from home for you because the last 3 years, the organizer of the festival, Jeff Davis, has booked you to play that festival. And so tell me your feelings about playing in the heat of the mid-August situation that you have there.
I mean, I have to say, since probably about mid-June, the weather everywhere we go has been suffocating. So we were kind of used to it by then, but they did Playing with Fire indoors this year, which I thought was a genius move considering the weather, because we had played 2 days before in Indiana outside, and it was 103 degrees at soundcheck on stage. Like, it was just crazy. But we love Omaha. We've spent a lot of time there, and it's, like you said, a bit of a home away from home for us. Jeff and Vanessa with Playing with Fire are good friends and have done well by us over the last few years.
Now, talking about the heat, when you're in a live situation like that, you're kind of a sitting duck. You really got to take precautions, don't you?
You should. I kind of never think about it, and then I end up in full sun on stage without sunscreen on my face. That has to change. But lots of water. Water.
Hydration is the key.
Yeah.
Bywater Call has a brand new live album called Sunshine. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's always exciting when you put something new out, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's always a great feeling to put new stuff out there, and people seem really excited about this.
So there's 6 songs on the live album, and they were recorded at various locations. When you're, Meghan, thinking about putting a live record together from multiple locations like this, how do you parse together the right versions, the correct takes? I'd imagine there's a little bit of a process.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of material to go through. We put a rig together so we could start recording shows like a bit later last year, and kind of really started getting that going when we did our last European tour last year, and then we had to run through the States in December. So that's where a lot of the recordings came from. And then you kind of just got to put everybody's ears on it and find a way to parse through that material and figure out what's best to use. Looking out for just as soon as a tune has an obvious flaw in it, we're like, okay, that's out. We don't even have to think about that one anymore. And then just kind of looking at the solos and how we feel about those and the vocal performance.
So there's a lot that goes into it, obviously. And let's talk about the title track for the live album, because this is something new for your listeners, a new track, as it were. So let's start by talking about Sunshine.
Yeah, we started playing Sunshine last year, just something we had kind of put together on the road. And the response to it was really great, but we didn't know if it was a track that we wanted on a studio album, but it has some really nice moments live. It's got Julian doing a saxophone solo, a little solo breakdown with the band, and like I said, audiences really respond to it. So we're like, well, that's a really good place to kind of start the live album, where we can offer a live song but a brand new track, a completely brand new offering, and then we can kind of dive into how we perform a few of the studio tracks live, and then give everybody a cover, which we hadn't done yet on an album. Talking with
Meghan Parnell from Bywater Call, and yes, let's talk about Love the One You're With. How did that get picked?
Well, we've been playing that one for a while, and it's kind of an ever-evolving tune, which is cool. So one of the things about all the tunes that are on that album can sound a bit different from night to night, but that one in particular really kind of morphs from night to night. So it's cool because you get, a real snapshot with that tune. And we started playing it years ago. When we first took it, we kind of combined the Stephen Stills original version with the Isley Brothers and the Aretha Franklin version, and kind of found our own Frankenstein within that. And then we were like, it just has such good vibes. It needs to last longer. So what can we do? And we just kind of, this jam evolved from the middle of the song where everybody kind of gets to show what they do.
Yeah, you're really spreading your wings on that one.
Yeah.
Bring Me Down, originally on the self-titled album from 2019. I really dig this version.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We kind of dug our heels in on that one. We wanted something, there's a few tracks from our 2024 album. We've got Love the One You're With, the cover, and the new song Sunshine, and we're like, we really should offer something from one of the earlier albums, and it was no doubt it was this one. Like, Dave's playing on it is beautiful. It's an awesome moment that also becomes very large at the end and exciting and emotional.
Talking with Meghan Parnell from Bywater Call. Meghan, I know when I saw you, you played at least 3 new songs. Can you talk about those?
We are in the midst of writing stuff. Hopefully, we're working towards a new studio album for next year. And, I can't actually remember which ones we played in Omaha. But, we've got a few new ones. We've got one called Hold Me Down, which is soulful and quirky and kind of powerful at the same time. And we've got that one kind of locked down. We've already recorded it, which we're excited about. And we've got Way to Go, which is a bit more of a rocker, which has got Andrew, who's been playing keys with us recently, really gets to kind of rock out on that one, which is great. And, we're excited about new material.
There was one that was on acoustic guitar, and it was beautiful. One-word title.
Clutter.
Yes.
That tune I love that song. Yeah, Dave brought that to the band later last year, and it just, from the get-go, it's one of those ones that just works immediately. The melody in it's beautiful, the playing. He wrote most of the lyrics. I kind of helped out a little bit. But yeah, that one's like Dave through and through, and that one will come out eventually also. We've started kind of piecing together the recording for that one.
My girlfriend loved it.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful song. I'm glad you brought that up.
Talking to Meghan Parnell, lead vocals from Bywater Call, really watching the crowd be receptive to what you were doing. And it's interesting because Playing with Fire is thought of as a blues festival, but you bring blues, soul, jazz, funk, and rock, of course, it's all in there, and it's a nice stew.
Yeah, it's hard to define, we started this band within the blues community, which has been amazing and treated us really well and helped us up to this point. But it is a fairly genre-defying band, and we're never quite sure how to describe or how to place it. So it's nice that festivals like Playing with Fire and several others kind of give us a chance to do what we do within the blues community.
The other thing that you throw in there is the brass section, and that's something a lot of bands don't do.
It's a lot to bring out on the road, a 7-piece band, but we added the brass section before we even recorded our first album. We knew we wanted that piece, so we were like, let's just go for it, and it really wouldn't feel right going out on the road without them, so that's kind of where we stand right now.
I was going to say, with 7 people, Meghan, it's got to be interesting in some places that have small stages.
You make it work. I can't even tell you how many venues are like, can you fit here? And I'm like, most of the time it's not the smallest stage we've seen. So
now you're from Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about how Canadian radio works for the uninitiated that don't know that basically Canadian radio has a quota. They have to play X amount of Canadian music, right?
Yeah, there's a mandate for CanCon. I don't know what the actual percentage is, but yeah, Canadian radio stations have to play a certain percentage of Canadian music. The way that they accomplish it is different from radio station to radio station. The classic rocks will play like April Wine and Rush and kind of get away with it, and you don't hear a lot of new music. But then there's CBC, who's really supportive of new artists. So yeah, it's kind of different how they approach that from radio station to radio station, because I don't think the mandate includes, it has to be new artists or newer music.
Sure, probably just Canadian by and large.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of love at radio across the U.S. and Canada?
Probably more in the States than Canada.
Okay.
But we get a little bit here. We have a couple friends.
It's good to have.
Radio's a hard nut to crack these days.
So, Meghan, what's the rest of 2025 look like for Bywater Call?
We've got a fair bit more touring to go, and then we have our second European run of the year, which is late October through November, and then one more dip into the States, kind of more of the northeastern area, not a lot of Massachusetts, in December, and then chill out probably for a month or so, maybe.
And then think about the next record.
Yeah, well, we're thinking about that very hard now.
For those that don't know, when I met Meghan, she told me that she basically is responsible for all the socials. So, Meghan, if people want to find Bywater Call, how can they go about doing that?
Instagram, Facebook. Just look up Bywater Call, BYWATER Call. You can also find out lots of stuff on our website, bywatercall.com. Those are probably the best places to find us. YouTube, we've got a bunch of stuff up on YouTube if you want to see how we perform.
Bywater Call, Sunshine Live in 2024, the new release from the band. Meghan, thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Mark.
That's Meghan Parnell, lead vocals, a voice of Bywater Call. I'm Mark Skaar. This is the Skaar Kaard, the new classic rock that rocks on 103.7 The Fox.